Hello everyone, this special video is for players who would like to support their faction as they attack the domains during the all-out war event. The problem where many factions bounced like a ball off the wall were the bosses, more precisely their skills that could wreak havoc on the battlefield. Without a solid DPS, it's hard to gain a foothold in the domains, but even the best quality players can fail if they're not careful. Domains do not tolerate mistakes. In today's video, I will present the specification of the first two bosses, their skills and tricks for main tanks that will allow you to better control your opponent. First of all, there are two ways for tanks: defense, which will allow medics to heal peacefully, and self-healing, which is allowed by several different commanders. Due to the nature of the environment of this event, namely the RTS mode, some commanders act completely differently than in normal combat. It is worth reading the description of their abilities carefully. The first boss, called the Dragon Warlord, is not particularly demanding. His attack skills are pretty average, and all he can do is deal a little more damage. But if you can avoid unnecessary losses, primarily in the resources of medics, why not use it? Focusing the boss's aggression on yourself is extremely easy here. He targets the first team that attacks him. That is, we attack, focus his aggression on ourselves, and control his behavior. This works on every boss. Taking control over the boss, the main tank should be on the opposite side to the rest of the army. It doesn't require any special skills, just attack him and go to the other side of the area of effect. The boss is standing still, so he won't run after you, so if you go too far, you will lose control over him. Better small moves than long trips. I feel a bit like an outcast here, and that's about it. The main tank should be away from the rest for the reasons I mentioned earlier. The Dragon Warlord is dying from a stab in the back. Maybe they should call him Caesar. The first boss is behind us. The second, Dragon Priest, is much more challenging, but I'll talk about him in a moment. You must kill 10 guards before unlocking it, but there are 30 in total between the first and second bosses. Is there a reason? Yes. Each guard killed increases total attack by 25%, so the difference between a minimum kill and an area clear is 500%. This difference is huge, and only thanks to it we can defeat Dragon Priest in peace. Yes, it is not required. A powerful faction can afford to sprint to the boss, but why not take advantage of it? Dragon Priest can be called a wild card. He loves to start with an AoE attack, so you should immediately run to his back after an attack. This will allow overly hasty players in the backline to react to danger by shortening the area of effect of the boss's abilities. Here, a solid team of medics is very much needed. Why? Because the Dragon Priest has two hard-to-learn skills. With one of them, he drastically increases counterattack damage, and at this point, attacking him is doing huge damage to himself. The second one creates a poison field that not only appears with a second delay, but also deals continuous damage to teams in its range. Of course, he has 3 abilities, and the third one is similar to the first boss's ability. It deals massive damage in a cone. While Dragon Warlord dealt damage at the level of several thousand, Dragon Priest can hit for several 100,000. It hurts. Dragon Priest takes much longer than Dragon Warlord. Without approximately 150 players, it will be very difficult to kill him in a relatively short period of time. However, defeating him gives a huge amount of satisfaction. The main tank should mainly focus on dodging his abilities, because getting them frontally will greatly strain medics, and thus they may eventually run out of resources for further exploration. The same can happen to us if the number of players is too small. As I mentioned a moment ago, 150 players is such a safe amount. Of course, if there are not enough medics among these players, or they act too sluggishly, the exploration team will be wiped out anyway. In this case, we lacked players. However, it's nothing lost. In the end, we lacked time, not skills. I sincerely hope that in the next all-out war, thanks to today's tips, many of my viewers will complete their domains. If you have any additional questions, feel free to ask in the comments section. Take care, see you!